Alright, hello everyone. I'm back with the 6th fight in our little series here, our little career on normal mode, the first pass through. And we're going to be fighting Hojo Mizushima, which is, he's actually a pretty good fighter, and this turned out to be a really good fight. Alright, but first, before we get into the fight here, I'm just going to give a little bit of an update on my workout and kind of something that's come up here. So, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 months, and I have not missed a day of playing Thrill of the Fight. And I usually do it about 30 minutes a day on top of a 30-minute workout, plus about another 20 to 30 minutes hitting the heavy bag and the speed bags out in my garage. I actually have the real stuff, too. Well, just over time, I've developed more stamina, more endurance, a lot more energy, and so I've used all that extra energy and put it into more time in the garage and more time making these videos, or just boxing in general in the game. And what's ended up happening is, even though I've had all this energy, I haven't really been letting my body recover like I should by putting all this extra time. I mean, we're talking an extra hour and a half that I've added to my routine here. And it's kind of taken its toll. My neck, my shoulder, the nerves are getting a little pinched. I've kind of hyperextended my elbow a little bit. My hip is a little sore from a lot of the swaying and moving around. And so what I'm going to do is I'm still going to go through the normal mode, because I've shot these videos ahead in advance, because some of these I'll do 3 fights in a single day. And after this is done, the normal mode, the first pass through on the career, I'm going to take about a week break and let my body recover from the boxing side. I'm still going to do my workout, but I'm still going to shoot videos of other games that I've got that I think will be really cool videos to have. So that's that. Alright, so this guy Hojo, man, he's pretty unique. I believe he's your first Southpaw that you're actually going to fight, and he fights with his left as a Southpaw should. He uses his left a lot, though. And the other thing about him is he's got a really excellent chin. He's got really good accuracy. He's got really good speed. And he's got some really good defense up top. But he's got a weak body. And the first time I ever fought this guy, and of course it was on easy mode, and this was like a year ago or whatever, I dropped him to the canvas on the very first punch, which is a body shot. It was a hook to the body. And since then I worked the body, and it took like 2 rounds, and I took him out and all that stuff. And I've always been able to do really good damage on his body through a lot of the modes and whatnot. So my plan for this fight going into it was I was going to work his body, and just at a steady pace. I wanted to make sure not to overexert myself, and with my issues that I've got with my neck and my shoulder right now. So I just wanted to come in nice and easy, kind of bait him into these shots, and just kind of work his body and maybe drop him. I knew I wasn't going to get him in the first round or maybe even the second round, but I was definitely going to wear him down. So this one started off pretty good. I got some really good damaging shots off to his body, but the problem is going after his body. He's so fast and he hits pretty hard. He was doing a lot of damage to my head as well, because I was leaving it open for those body shots. So what I ended up doing was kind of coming up with sidestepping a little bit, and as you see here, I'll sidestep left and catch him with a hook, sidestep right, catch him with a hook, and it was keeping me from getting hit as much. But the problem is it was putting a lot of strain on my neck and shoulder back there. And if you've ever watched Star Trek and you have the Vulcan neck pinch, right in that area is where my problem is right now. So for the most part, I controlled the pace of this round. I didn't need to get crazy, not trying to get a knockout in the first round or anything. and I was kind of gauging him to see how aggressive he was. Like, as you can see, my little box down there is kind of the area he tries to stay in, but I'll back off from it from time to time, and just to kind of see how far he'll pursue me, and if he'll close that distance and keep that distance closed. Some fighters will follow you across the living room if you'll let them. And this guy was kind of keeping his distance. He'd close in for a couple of punches, but he'd back off. And that's kind of what I wanted to happen, so I wasn't kind of forced into his pace. So normally in the second round, I come out to execute my plan, and I come in and I bring it in about 3 times my normal pace. You know, if I'm going for body, I'm going to go for body, whatever. In this case, since we're doing 4 rounds, I kind of wanted to keep that first round pace, but maybe step it up just a little more. And what ended up happening here was I started getting a little cocky. I started throwing too many punches and leaving my guard down, and this guy is excellent with counters, and he's super accurate. So if you come at him with your left down or your right down, he's going to hit you there. And so I had to kind of just be careful with these really wide swings and whatnot. He can get two good punches in on you by the time you've even got your guard back up. So my neck and shoulder were just feeling a little bit irritated, so I changed my stance up a little bit here and wanted to start using my right as kind of my hook, and my left just not as much power, not using as much power in it anymore. Just to kind of be careful. Again, I wasn't going to knock this guy out in the second round either, so you know, it was all about wearing him down to those third and fourth rounds and trying to make the difference there. So about halfway into this round here, or towards the end, I kind of lost focus on my plan here, on what I wanted to do with him. I wasn't really sidestepping him like I'd figured out was working, and I wasn't really working the body as often. I was at the point now where I was just going to whatever I could find open on him, and my defense was also terrible. This guy was hitting me almost every time I moved at him. So the third round, I plan to come in here and kind of do like my second rounds, come in, execute my plan hard and fast, keep them occupied and whatnot, and get my damage in early. And then all of a sudden, man, this happens. Like, this dude just dropped me. So with most fighters, you can go off on a little flurry, you know, keep a combo head to body, stay in a nice fluid movement, and you'll keep them so occupied that they're too busy defending you, and what shots they do get off, they either miss or they're low quality. Well, with Hojo, he is so fast on his counters, and he's so accurate, and he's got good power, that you leave him that little bit of an opening, and he will take you down. And as you can see here, even coming up after my knockdown, he found those little openings and just about dropped me again. I was probably like one good hit from getting dropped here. So after that knockdown, I kind of lost my focus a little bit and kind of came in trying to brawl this guy, trying to get some revenge on him and whatnot. And I was paying for it. You know, it seemed every good hit I got on him, he got me with one or two. And I kind of had to just lay off a little bit. You know, I realized there's 2 minutes left in the round still. I'm giving this guy free points on the card. And you know, I had to get through this round and just kind of reset myself and put myself back into not hurting myself by trying to beat this guy in the third round. And the other thing is my defense, my guard on my head was terrible after coming back up. I seemed to be throwing punches and not bringing my gloves back up to defend myself to his counters. And that's what was getting me hit a lot by this guy. I was also a little tired too at the end of this round. I was kind of feeling it for sure. So this round was definitely for all the marbles. I knew I was behind on the scorecard. I had to have been. And so my plan was to come in and just go crazy on him and try and score a knockdown, man. I needed to even up the odds a little bit or even up the scorecard. And this dude just would not go down no matter what I was throwing at him. So at this point, I had to try and play it a little safer, a little smarter, and not give him these free wide open shots. Obviously, if I hadn't taken him down yet after all this time, then it's going to come down to that scorecard, and I had to really get some good hits in on him to have a chance at beating him. So that body shot was super important, and now all of a sudden I was getting these really nice hits in on him, and out of nowhere, I finally got a good knockdown on him. So now it was time to go for that second knockdown. And at this point, man, I was getting a little tired. My neck was actually starting to bother me quite a bit. So it was time to come in and just try and take him down, man, as fast as I could. With a minute and a half left, I basically was like, man, if I can get 2 knockdowns on him and survive the rest of the round, I could probably beat him by decision here. And of course, he didn't fall for it. He kind of stopped me in my tracks again. So now I'm landing some good quality shots on him, and I decided to kind of start circling around him and just nailing him with some lefts here, and he took them. So just lo and behold, I caught him with this nice little right, just like right on the chin. So coming into these rounds hard and fast like I did on him, and then coming at him right from these 2 knockdowns, I already knew, man, that it doesn't seem to work. You know, his counters and everything are too fast. And, of course, right when I get in, he just starts wailing on me, man. And here I was just like, uh-oh, here we go. And he just clocked me. Hey, man, I'll take that any day. Well, I wasn't really expecting this one to come out as a TKO. I thought this was going to come down to decision, but we lucked out, I guess. It's only normal mode, so I was a little disappointed. I thought I should have done better, but hey, you know, you can't be perfect on all of them, right? I actually won the first 2 rounds, and those were the rounds that I controlled the pace. I had a nice steady pace. It's when I started getting crazy in that 3rd round that I lost a lot of points. So we were neck and neck because of that. I did a ton of damage on this guy, over 700,000 damage, even being stuck at a 1.0 because I forgot to have auto on. A lot of punches. I threw over 500 punches on this one. He threw nearly 300. And it came out. It came out all right, man. It was a good fight. Thanks for watching. Next fight's going to be Duke Bell, and that'll be a doozy too.